You think armor can stop every enemy. Think again. Even nature's strongest defenses have a hidden weakness. The scales are made of keratin, the same protein found in human fingernails, but the narrow gaps between them create perfect shelters for parasites. Ticks don't simply bite. They anchor themselves with barbed mouthparts and inject chemicals that reduce pain and prevent blood from clotting. One tick consumes only a tiny amount of blood, but hundreds feeding together can drain a surprising amount of energy from their host. A lion may fail to break these scales, yet evolution never designed them to stop parasites smaller than a grain of rice. Once attached, many ticks remain in place for several days, feeding slowly before dropping off to continue their life cycle. The pangolin rubs against tree bark, but the parasites are wedged beneath overlapping scales where friction can barely reach. Rolling in dust may help remove loose debris. But it does little against parasites firmly anchored beneath the skin. Unlike social mammals, pangolins live almost entirely alone. That means no family members are available to groom away parasites. Ticks can transmit bacteria, protozoa, and blood parasites, making them far more dangerous than simple blood feeders. Yet instinct keeps the pangolin moving. Survival in Africa often depends on reaching water before exhaustion takes over. The pangolin cannot know it yet, but the next few minutes will reveal one of nature's most unexpected forms of cooperation. This vast African savanna is the ground pangolin's hidden kingdom. It survives in grasslands, scrublands, and open woodland across eastern and southern Africa. But seeing one in daylight is remarkably rare. For most adults, the working day begins after sunset. Darkness offers cooler temperatures and protection from watchful predators. It travels alone, following scent trails invisible to human eyes. Its eyesight is limited. But its sense of smell is highly developed. Every scent may reveal food danger or another pangolin's territory. At times it rises upright to inspect the air around it. In this landscape, remaining unnoticed is often the first rule of survival. Its search is focused on one of Africa's smallest forms of prey. Temminck's pangolins specialize almost entirely in ants and termites. Powerful front claws break through hardened soil and insect tunnels, but it opens only enough of the nest to reach its meal. A long, sticky tongue reaches deep into passages its claws cannot enter. Sticky saliva traps insects before they can retreat underground. Special muscles can close its nostrils and ears against attacking insects. It rarely destroys an entire colony, allowing the food source to recover. By controlling insect numbers, pangolins quietly influence the surrounding ecosystem. This armored insect hunter may consume millions of invertebrates over time. Before daylight returns, the pangolin must locate a secure refuge. Ground pangolins often shelter in burrows previously excavated by other animals. Aardvarks can unintentionally create shelters used by many smaller species. Below-ground temperature changes are slower and daytime heat is reduced. This shelter helps an armored mammal avoid dangerous overheating. Most adults live alone and maintain individual areas for feeding and shelter. Scent marks may communicate identity without requiring a direct encounter. Their paths may overlap, yet meetings between adults remain uncommon. The strongest bond is between a mother and her developing youngster. The youngster follows closely while learning where to feed and hide. Solitude reduces competition, but it also leaves the pangolin without protection. Lions may investigate any unfamiliar movement near the ground. Leopards are quieter opponents approaching under the cover of vegetation. Hyenas possess powerful jaws and a highly developed sense of smell. African wild dogs investigate prey through speed, persistence, and cooperation. The pangolin cannot outrun these hunters and carries no biting weapons. Instead, powerful muscles pull its vulnerable head and belly inward. Overlapping keratin scales form a compact shield around the body. Many predators eventually abandon a meal they cannot safely open. Only when the danger passes does the armored ball begin to unfold. Against natural predators, this defense has succeeded for millions of years, but modern Africa contains dangers evolution never prepared it to face. Slow movement makes road crossings especially dangerous after dark. Electrified fences can become invisible traps for ground-dwelling pangolins. When shocked, a pangolin may curl around the wire instead of escaping. Agriculture and development divide once continuous habitats into isolated fragments. When insect-rich land disappears, the pangolin loses both food and shelter. Yet its most dangerous opponent does not hunt with claws or teeth. Illegal demand for scales and meat continues to drive pangolin trafficking. For an animal that curls against danger, human hands can overcome its strongest defense. Researchers now use tracking technology to reveal its secretive movements. Each location helps identify feeding grounds, burrows, and dangerous barriers. Rehabilitation succeeds only when the animal can forage independently again. It must recognize natural insects, shelter temperature, and threats. Protecting pangolins also protects the complex communities beneath our feet. Healthy insect populations recycle nutrients and help shape fertile soils. The pangolin becomes part of this balance by feeding selectively. It is neither a monster nor a weapon, only a specialized insect hunter. Its survival depends not only on armor, but on space food and human restraint. Protecting this quiet survivor preserves an irreplaceable part of Africa's natural story. The pangolin's armor can stop powerful predators, but even nature's strongest defenses have limits. Its story teaches us that survival depends not only on strength, but also on adaptation, balance, and a healthy ecosystem. If you enjoyed this wildlife story and learned something new, please like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating stories from the natural world.